Hey friends, Mark Holmes here, and wow, we finally exercised those ghosts in Green Bay. Joe Boo, you deserve a refill. How about them chicken wings, buddy? Hell, I think I even deserve a refill. Woo! How sweet it is. Now, let me start off with my game ball to David Irving. 3 strips, fumbles. I mean, guys, all of a sudden, my black sheep have come to play. I mean, you can't ask for much more for our defense. They bend, they don't break. I mean, come on. We ended up confounding Aaron Rodgers. Now, granted, I told you before that Aaron Rodgers is not the same Aaron Rodgers of 2014, but we get a big statement win in Green Bay. Now, let's start checking off some of the stuff that Dak Prescott has done. And can we now say that he is the starter for the Dallas Cowboys? And before I go into all the other things, this is for all you guys that are hell-bent on Tony Romo being the starter. Now listen, you and I were both Dallas Cowboy fans. We all want the same thing, and that is to get ring number 6. Right now, the Dallas Cowboys have the perfect situation. You can't ask for anything more. Dak Prescott has thrown 7 touchdown passes, 3 today. Each week, he's literally gotten better. After that first game where he was 69% QBR, he's over 100 every game, and he's getting better and better. Yeah, he finally had his first interception, and he did have a fumble, but he got those 3 touchdowns, and he kept his cool in Green Bay, where strange things always seem to happen, ever since the Ice Bowl, to being up 26-3, to the catch, no catch. We went in there and we literally kicked their ass, flat out. Now, if Dak falters, you bring a healthy Tony Romo back in to play. Until that time, or if that time happens, you keep riding with that offense the way it's going. You remember they said that was the number 1 rush defense? Ezekiel Elliott ran for over 150 yards. The Cowboy offense ran more yards than the other 4 teams combined. And Dak Prescott threw for almost 250 yards, 3 touchdowns. That offense is humming. They're keeping the defense off the field, and when the defense is getting there, they're beginning to get sacks, they're beginning to get turnovers, and they're keeping people out the end zone. So, guys, enough of the debate of Tony Romo versus Dak Prescott. How about them Cowboys? Now, look, SI cover this week? Check. His jersey, Hall of Fame? Check, last week. Rookie of the week he's already had? Check, and he may get another one this week. The interception record? Check. Better than Tom Brady. We finally get a win in Green Bay for the first time since 2008. Thank you, Jesus! And the Dallas Cowboys are 5-1, and we have the bye week at a perfect time, because I'm going to tell you, that game was war, flat out. We've got some guys that are hurting. I mean, Sean Lee was hurting everybody, including Morris Claiborne, and hopefully that concussion he has isn't too bad. Now, we've got a couple things still to work on. I still think that we kind of got past happy there on that second to last drive in the second half. To end the half, where we basically had 3 plays for 17 seconds. And fortunately, the defense kept us out of trouble and held Green Bay to a field goal. You know, we had some dumb penalties. We had the face mask on a sack that should have been a 15-yard loss, ended up being a 15-yard first down for Green Bay on 3rd and long. We had a couple of penalties on 12 men on the field. These are things we got to work on. But if we take care of that business, all of a sudden, NFL, watch out for the Dallas Cowboys. They're young, they're strong, and they're hungry. I'm Mark Holmes. It's Cowboy Joe Boo. He did his job with those chicken wings, and he's going to smoke that cigar tonight. And if you like the Joe Boo Report, be sure to click subscribe right over here, Joe Boo and Sean Lee, and keep following the Joe Boo Report. And be sure to look out tomorrow morning for Monday Morning Hangover with Joe Boo, and we'll recap the game, and we'll go over some of the stats and see exactly where the Dallas Cowboys are in the grand scheme of things. Oh, one more thing, guys. You guys are like family to me. So I feel the need to actually bare my soul And I hope that you guys won't judge me on this, because I've got a confession I have to make. See, this is hard for me to admit. I, in fact, was happy that the Washington Redskins beat the Eagles. I was happy that they beat the Giants. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not a Washington Redskin fan. But I'm happy that they're winning. See, you got to understand. I grew up in Northern Virginia. In high school, Richie Pettibone, who was their defensive coordinator, his son was a football player, linebacker. He played at the University of Maryland, teammate of mine. We played football together. His daughter was a cheerleader. Our crosstown rivals, Oakton, had Joe Gibbs' kids. JD was the quarterback. And so I was around all of these Redskins. And that was in the early 80s, back when the Washington Redskins were a good team and winning Super Bowls. And being a Dallas Cowboy fan, it was really difficult, supporting my team. But football has changed so much because of free agency. See, back then, if you were a Dallas Cowboy player, you were a Dallas Cowboy player. You weren't, a hired gun that would go from team to team to team to team like Deion Sanders did. So the guys that were on that doomsday defense, they hated that over-the-hill gang in Washington. And when the Cowboys and Redskins were both good, they were playing for Super Bowls. They were playing for playoffs. They had games that meant something. Unfortunately, over the last 25 years, the only thing we've been playing for is the toilet bowl. Flat out. And there's been no hype, no talk, nothing like that. But there's nothing better than having the Cowboys and the Washington Redskins both playing good and playing for something at the end of the season. And that's what I want. And that's why I have to confess that I'm happy that the Washington Redskins are actually doing well. Because what would be better than to play them in the playoffs or to play them and dash their playoff hopes? I'm Mark Holmes. It's Cowboy Joe Boo. And thank you again for letting me bare my soul and subscribing to the Joe Boo Report. How about them Cowboys?